Hey everyone, welcome back to Reddit Stories, where we share stories from people online. I grew up with May. We met when we were just 7 years old. Yes. She had moved into the neighborhood with her mother, and we were assigned to the same seat in school. She was shy, kept to herself, but she laughed at my jokes, even the really bad ones.
Right.
It just kind of happened. One day we were just classmates, and the next, we were doing everything together. We shared secrets, snacks, stupid inside jokes, and at some point, presence became a part of my daily life. Like air, like gravity. I thought it would always be that way. A week ago, May took her own life. Just saying that out loud doesn't feel real. There was no warning, no public cry for help. No final post on social media. Nothing. Just silence. And one letter. A letter addressed only to me. My parents found it. She must have dropped it off while I was out. It sat on the table for hours before they handed it to me, not knowing what it was. The envelope had my name in her handwriting. It's that familiar handwriting I'd seen 1,000 times before, but this time it felt different. Heavy. Final. When I opened the letter and started reading, my body went cold. The words on the page didn't even feel real. My heart was racing, hands shaking, trying to grasp what she was trying to say. She sounded calm. To calm. I called her immediately. No answer. I messaged her. Nothing. I told myself maybe she was asleep, maybe she was out. But my stomach twisted with dread. Something inside me knew. This wasn't just a bad day. I called her brother. He didn't sound worried at all. He brushed me off like I was overreacting. Said she was probably just at work or out for a walk. But May wasn't like that. She always answered. Always. I ran to my dad, shoved the letter into his hands. He read the first few lines, didn't say a word, and picked up the phone to call the police. I just stood there, frozen, waiting for someone to prove me wrong. The police arrived after what felt like hours. They knocked, called out, nothing. Then they forced the door open. Her house was silent. They checked every room, and then they found her. In the garage, I wasn't there, but I didn't need to be. I could picture it, and I wish I couldn't. That image has been living rent-free in the back of my mind ever since. May didn't leave a note for her mom or her brother or anyone else, just me. One letter, one goodbye. Her letter wasn't rushed. It wasn't scribbled out in a moment of panic. It was thoughtful, measured. She had written it like someone who had been thinking about this for a long time. She talked about her feelings like she was narrating someone else's life. She said she felt ugly, unwanted, like no one ever really saw her. She didn't think she had anything to offer the world. No job, no direction, no love. She said she felt weak for feeling sad, like her problems didn't count because other people had it worse. But sadness doesn't keep score. Pain isn't a competition. What shattered me the most wasn't the hopelessness. It was how invisible she felt. She said she didn't believe her family really cared about her, that she didn't feel loved by anyone, that she walked through life like a ghost. And somehow, in all our years of friendship, I never saw it. Or maybe I didn't want to see it. Maybe I thought she was too strong for that, too bright. And then the letter shifted. She started writing about us. The day we met, the stupid paper boat we tried to sail down the gutter after a storm, it's the time we built a pillow fort and watched cartoons until we fell asleep. The day she cried on my shoulder after her dad didn't show up again. Her favorite memory was from a random Wednesday. We sat on the roof, just watching the stars, and she said for a moment, she didn't feel alone. She said I was her light in the dark, her one constant. And then she said something I never expected. She told me she had been in love with me for years. She wrote it so gently, so carefully, like she was still afraid it would scare me off. She said she never told me because I was all she had, and if I didn't feel the same, she couldn't bear to lose even that. I stopped breathing for a second. How did I not know? How did I not see it? She said she didn't expect me to love her back, but she wanted me to know before she left. And then came the sentence that tore me apart. I do think you really cared about me. That one line destroyed me more than anything else, because I did care so much. I just never told her. I thought she knew. I thought it was obvious. I assumed she could feel it in the way I always made time for her, in the way I listened, in the comfort of our silence. But maybe silence isn't comfort when you already feel unloved. I keep asking myself, what if I had said something? Just once, told her she meant the world to me, that I loved her too, even if it wasn't the same kind of love that I saw her, that I valued her. Would she still be here? I'll never know. And that uncertainty is the worst part. Grief doesn't come with answers, just echoes. Since that day, I've felt like a shadow of myself. Some days, I scream into my pillow. Other days, I just shut down. I've cried until my body couldn't take it anymore. There's this weird guilt that settles into your bones. Not just guilt for what happened, but guilt for continuing to exist, for eating, for laughing, for waking up. It feels like betrayal, like I'm moving on without her, even though I'm not. And now, I replay everything in my head. All the little moments. The pauses where I could have said something but didn't. The glances she gave me that I ignored. I realize now that we always think we have more time. Time to explain, time to show up, time to fix things, but we don't. We never know when a conversation is going to be the last one. So this is me saying what I didn't get to say. May, I loved you. I should have told you. I should have reminded you every day that you mattered. You were not invisible. You were not alone. And you didn't deserve to leave thinking that you were. If there is anything I want people to take from this, it is this. Do not wait. If you love someone, tell them. If you value someone, show them. Don't assume they know. Don't think it can wait. Say it while they're still here. Say it 100 times. Because one day, you might be standing in a room full of things you wish you'd said, with no one left to hear them.